Finish it. Deliver us. Finish it from evil.
Hey, Hunter.
What's up, Nick?
You're a podcaster, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm something of a podcaster myself. I'm Nick.
I'm Hunter.
And this is NYC Actors Talk Film. Live. We're here.
Yeah.
Together. At last.
For the first time.
We're here. Welcome to our new mini-series, NYC Actors Talk SpiderMan. Where we talk, you guessed it, Spider-Man. So we're going to talk about all the Spider-Man movies, all the major theatrical releases.
Feels good.
In preparation for No Way Home. I don't know why I said it like that. Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, especially
Phenomenal.
as Peter Parker, like he's just sincere. He's just like a nice guy.
And
You know, like he's not Tony Stark. He's not, you know, all these other MCU characters. Like there's like a vulnerability to him that you don't see a lot in superheroes anymore. Really, you know, there's fights and Goblin and everything, but really it's about like him making a choice at the end. You know, will I choose a selfish decision or will I do the right thing? And I think that's just like something we're missing now. It's just like simple, but like genuine. And it makes you feel good. It makes you feel sad. It's dark. It's funny. It's kind of everything you want in a superhero. The reason that they wanted Sam Raimi is because he actually was a fan of like the Spider-Man comics of old. And, you know, he was very passionate about like, yeah, I want to like really emulate like the 60s, 70s comics. And so, you know, after that, they're like, yeah, sold. You're going to do it. So when he wanted Tobey Maguire, he got his way because of some really convincing screen tests. And I showed you both the screen test. And so for those who haven't seen it, it's very funny.
Get the out of here.
And why it was a convincing screen test is because he was showing Sony, I can get ripped. I can look like a superhero, you know. What does a superhero look like? Does he have to be ripped?
Nick,
I don't know.
A superhero looks yoked.
What?
He looked
Yelped?
Yoked?
Isn't that an app?
what does
Yoked?
that mean, Hunter?
You guys
Yoked?
ever heard yoked?
Yeah, he was a loser at the beginning, and now that he has these powers, it's like, what do you do?
And then
I
also-
think that's the whole thing with Spider-Man is that like, what do you do now with these powers? Do you do the right thing? Do you do the selfish thing? You know, it's a hard kind of back and forth. Like, you know, he's torn, you know, as he should be as Spider-Man. We have this kind of conversation with Ben and Toby and Peter Parker. Like, stop acting like you're my father, because he's still like so like.
He's bitter. He's upset.
Oh, it's fine. Whatever. I punched the bully. It's fine. He'll live. And so, you know, once again, we get that kind of selfishness kind of creeping into his character and also his performance, which once again makes him feel more real to me. He's not just like a perfect guy. Like it's not completely, utterly easy for him to do the right thing, which I think is very human. Because just like all of us, sometimes we struggle to do what's right because it's not easy.
I agree.
He's back. Come on in, Honor. Don't be shy.
The myth, the legend. But
Did Gabi take you?
He took me,
where'd he take you?
The bathroom.
The bathroom. We're going to the bathroom.
But with
Something that, like, while watching the movie, I was like, I could totally see him being you know what I mean? Being a bad guy. Like, especially when Goblin is like, all right, like, join me, or like, you have your answer in by like tomorrow or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well-
and I'm like, oh shoot, dude, I could totally see him doing this. You know?
We're getting the scenes with Kirsten Dunst and Tobey Maguire. She's at the backyard, and she has a troubled home life. We didn't mention that yet,
Yes.
but like, you know, her father's very abusive. Tobey Maguire, once again, is just so genuine. It made me tear up so much when he's just like, "Oh, I loved you in Cinderella." That was first grade Peter, you know, and it's just like really
Comic
cute,
relief,
really
too.
cute. Exactly, it's funny,
Done
it's sweet.
right.
It's done right.
again, another tender, grounded
And
moment.
how many times have you like seen a scene like that in a superhero movie? Just someone asking someone, what are you going to do when you graduate? You don't get that anymore. You get, oh, where's the Tesseract? The biggest success of Willem Dafoe's performance, I think, is like you're laughing, but you're also like scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, like once again, you don't get a lot of superhero bad guys like that anymore, which is why I think he's one of my favorite superhero bad guys of all time. He's tortured, but also so gleeful and
Yes.
so like when he gets fired, for example, the subtle acting in his just eyes. Like at first he's like, "You can't do this to me," and then like it starts with like despair, and then it ends with, "Okay, here we go," and it's like, whoa,
Let that help bring the place
great
down.
acting right there. I mean, just like to play those two sides so easily, incredible.
MJ and I, we're gonna have a hell of a time.
And so we get that beautiful final fight with Green Goblin and Spider-Man. Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, so convincingly, it's like struggling, and he's like, holding on to the Goblin Spear, and so like, he's struggling, he's getting there, and he defeats him. And once again, you feel it because it slowly gets that earned moment. He wins the fight, and then it becomes a conversation. And Goblin's trying to convince him, "No, be like a son to me," and really, he's like, "I'm gonna kill you." Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, proclaims, "Uncle Ben is my father. I have a father. His name is Ben Parker." And so, once again, perfect conclusion to the arc of becoming selfless and not selfish anymore. Choosing who his father is. Ben Parker is my father. What I love about the ending is that, yeah, we talked about this before. He gets to choose. Like, Mary Jane's like, "I want to be with you, Peter." And he's like, "I can't." And he knows that he has to do the selfless thing and be Spider-Man and save others. He can't just think about himself anymore. He has this power now. He has a duty, a responsibility. Finally, the arc is complete. Tobey Maguire so convincingly, I think, makes these decisions and has these moments where he's taken aback, or, he has moments of genuineness with the people around him. And finally, yeah, he decides, "I am Spider-Man." But it's not necessarily a happy ending in a way that a lot of MCU movies end. Instead, it's like a little haunting. It's like the score, him swinging. It's like uplifting, inspiring, but also a little sad.
Because he knows what he has to do, where he, again, has had to sacrifice so much personally, but for the greater good of the city and his people, he's got to protect.
Yeah.
And Tobey Maguire, just sells that, so well.
And you feel so badly for him. You see him struggle to become Spider-Man. Such a warm performance.
It feels genuine. It feels earned. It feels like Spider-Man.
Check out our full episode and more anywhere you listen to podcasts. We are NYC Actors Talk Film.
But
Shazam!
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 Go, Web, go!
Yeah, wait,
Wait.
let's do it.
Oh.